Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Ainsley, and today's video is going to be mostly just a little tips and tricks video that me and my husband Dolan did over the holidays. We had a bit of rough weather. We had like 18 inches of snow. We also had some really cold temperatures, so we figured we would make a video on how we kind of combat that. Tips and tricks on water and hay and all that good stuff. We also go over a little bit of winter gear. Dolan has a bunch that he likes, so he's going to go over that. So yeah, come hang out with us while we do chores in very, very cold weather. So when it's this cold out, mainly it is making sure that everybody has water continuously, making sure that everybody has hay, and then obviously making sure everyone has grain, but checking on the kits, making sure that they're not cold, seeing how everybody is faring. I come out here a couple times when it's this bad. I think we are averaging temperatures of about 12 during the day, 12 to 18, and I think it was 5 to 7 last night.
Today I'm gonna be helping do some chores, and we got a bunch of snow from the last storm. So I gotta open these guys up, break the frozen ice out of the rubber bowls, get them all some water. You know, it's not frozen. And I don't know, maybe I'm feeling pretty sore from when because I take care of my dad's house too. So I shoveled my driveway and all kinds of snow, and then went and did my dad's whole property.
Oh, in the wintertime, these are the type of bowls we use. We use these Tough Stuff or Producer's Pride rubber bowls. Now, these bowls are super easy to knock the ice out of. So we'll show you how we crack the ice out of these bowls and all of the things that we do to prep everybody for cold weather. Okay, so when everything is really icy like this, it's hard to just pop it out. So what we do is we actually just put them on the ground, and then I usually have Dolan come stomp them out because he's better at it than I am. So he also has like heeled boots, which is helpful. So that's what they look like. And then we push the ice over so that we don't trip on it. But that is pretty much it. It is a lot easier when it's warmer out. Super easy. Better than having to replace frozen water bottles all of the time.
All right, just so y'all know, if you're gonna use a hose in the winter to put water for anything really, it's gonna freeze. So to solve that, what I do is I just get all your bowls clear ice so that you can just deliver all the water. Come on, buddy. He's really friendly, but he kind of gets in the way sometimes. What you're trying to do. Come on, buddy. I know. You want to be friends. I know. Anyway, if you pull a hose out, I wrap it up inside my house. So it doesn't freeze. It's only going to stay liquid for between 5 minutes and a half an hour, depending on the weather. If it's negative 15 out in the wind, that was a rough time. I couldn't really use it back then. But most of the time it won't be that cold. Negative 15 in the wind. I mean, even for us, that was a record a few years ago. So you get everything clear, so you can just put the water right in the bowls, because the running hose won't freeze very quick. And you can come out. Usually what freezes is the control knob, the valve. But everything else takes a while. So when I come out, I give them all the water they need at once, and I don't have to worry about it freezing for a long time, because it's a running hose. It's not able to come down in temperature. And then when I'm done, I immediately wrap it up. If you leave it out, it'll ice up, damage it, split it, stretch it, all kinds of stuff you just don't want to deal with if you can avoid it. Much easier for everybody. Just like with inside, the ice from the bowls you don't throw on the garage floor. We put it in a bucket. If you leave it in the bucket, it'll freeze in the bucket. It'd be hard to get rid of. So empty the ice, bring the bucket outside, dump it.
We usually feed out hay at least every other day, if not every day when we can. But it's incredibly important right now because feeding out hay keeps their hindgut going, and the hindgut is what keeps them warm. Constantly digesting is what keeps them warm. So we're not going to take them out today because it is extremely cold. It's kind of hard to see, but Freya did, in fact, give us a bunch of blue babies, blue and opal babies. I think they were a couple days before Christmas, but we're going to get some warm weather here coming up within the next couple days. Once that happens, we'll take these guys out. We will clean the nest box and we'll count. We'll get a final count and we will log them in our breeding app. Looks like we have 5 this go round. I'll get a final count on them later in the week again, obviously. But 5 is fine. I'd rather have 5 really fast growing kits than 8 kits that aren't growing that fast. She didn't pull enough fur this time around. I did have to kind of like pull some extra fur off of her. I'm assuming it's because her first litter was a summer litter. So she's just not aware of how cold it gets. Cold enough at this point that we have to put the window back in. It should have been done a little bit earlier, but we had kind of a warmish start to the winter. So yes, it's always nice to let the garage breathe too. Considering we just had ducks in it a couple months ago, so it's been at least 5 degrees average warmer inside the barn than it has been outside, which is quite a lot when you're talking about rabbits. And this is like the first real bout of extended cold. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that back on today. Dusty. Ducks make everything gross and dusty and nasty. And eventually, probably come springtime, we won't have to use the store anymore. We're going to replace it with the green door, which I'll show you. It's on its hinges. We just haven't planed down the door frame yet. So this is the new door. Still real dusty. Everything's real dusty. But it's on its hinges. The problem is this right here. So once we plane that down a bit, we'll be able to move this. Right now it's a little bit tight, and it doesn't quite shut all the way. So once we get that done, this will be so much easier to use. And it'll be it's nice and thick. It'll keep everything really insulated. Kind of hard to see with the light, but that's also another project, is we're going to put more lights in here. But homesteading, always projects, forever projects. But the idea is to kind of get everybody in here and really vamp up production this year. We're going to do a lot of showing. Lots of exciting things this year. Yeah, this is exactly why we're getting a different door, because this door's breaking down pretty quick. Yeah. Consistent upgrades all the time. But we've come pretty far within the last 3 years. I've been raising rabbits for about 10. And I started with this cage, and then a Dumar cage, another Pet Lodge cage, and I just had a trio. And then I had a grow out hutch, which worked out pretty well. So that was about 3 years ago, and now it's come pretty far. And now I have the opportunity slash time slash fundage to move all of these guys indoors into 2 stacks, make everything easier. The easier we make it, the better it is for production. We do raise for meat as well as show, and obviously a little bit of fiber. But the idea is that in the summertime, we'll be using these for grow out cages. We have a lot of animals that we grow out long term for brood stock as well as replacement here and show stock. So all of these cages will be used in the springtime and the summertime and in the fall to help keep all of our show animals. And then we will, again, we have a grow out hutch build coming in the springtime. Those are where all of the specifically meat rabbits are going to go, the meat grow outs that are going to go to freezer camp. So yeah, we're getting there. It's been a crazy ride though. We did have to zip tape it, which is fine. Again, yeah, this is Dolan's favorite tape. Good old flashing tape.
A lot of the flashing tape you'll find out there in this world doesn't stick very well. This brand is my favorite because even in the cold, as you can see, it sticks pretty damn good. And right now we're about 12 degrees out. I've used this stuff when it's colder. And like any tape, if you put your hand on it and you let your hand heat get into the adhesive and warm it up a little, it'll help it stick. But with this stuff, I don't even really need to do that. And it'll stick on surfaces that don't want you to stick to it very well. I don't, I'm not affiliated with them at all, but as far as their tape goes, I've tried different flashing tape. This has been the best so far for me. This always bugged me. We used to have this style, and when you would pull it off, it would hook. And it was a real nightmare to work with. This style of carabiner here, when I go and I unclip it, there's no hook. So it just comes off the bars. I got rid of almost all these except for the ones I don't have to undo. Like this one, it just stays there. So I don't have to worry about fighting with it and having it catch all the time. It was really annoying trying to work with the tarps when it was like that. So if you're going to do tarps or something, don't get the one that fights you. Get the ones where there's no hook on the edge. The thing I like to do is wear layers of everything. So a lot of people will only wear like you'll see them complain about being cold, but they've got one pair of pants on and they've got like 3 coats. You wouldn't insulate half of your house, so why would you do that with your person when you're outside? You know, if you just insulated one side of the house, you'd complain the other side's cold all the time, and the side with all the insulation can never stay warm because all the heat's going out the other side. You know, same thing with your person. So the easiest thing you can do for layers when it comes to pants is you get a sort of baggier pair of pants, whether it be jeans that are boot cut or whatever your preferred thing is. You get a pair of pajamas, just line them inside your baggier pair of pants. And then for me, a belt is nice because sometimes the button is a little tight. So you can undo the button and put a belt on so it stays more comfortable on you. But that'll give you 2 layers. And then with your overalls, you got 3 layers. And then on the chest, same thing. I have a fall coat, one of these, a regular shirt. This is like an overshirt, right, with a hood. Yeah, it's pretty simple for all that. You'll stay pretty warm like that. I've been looking more into different pairs of boots. I have Chippewas now, the taller ones, but hi Grizzly. I was thinking about Mucklucks or the taller LL Bean boots. Both are in the $300 range. And my Chippewas are fine. The thing that I've figured out, I think, is wet is cold, right? And so in the wintertime, everything that gets on you melts and then you're wet. So the biggest trouble is probably the water. And then on top of that, when it comes to boots, I think I've always had the safety toe. I don't think those are warm. I think the metal plate in the front of them with the safety toe helps transfer that heat out of your boot. And then the bottom of the shoe is standing on ice the whole time. So the bottom gets cold and the front gets cold. And then pretty soon, once your feet are cold, you know, you're not going to be as comfortable as you should be. So I've been doing some thinking about that. And the Mucklucks look pretty good. And so do the taller bean boots. Anyway, as far as hats go, I've tried the Mad Bomber hat. Very warm. You get this thing all the way wrapped around your person. Your ears will stay nice and toasty. The rabbit fur is nice. It runs, in my opinion, it runs small. This is the medium, and I don't feel like I have a gigantic head. But this is sort of like the tighter one for me. So I think most people would be between the medium and the large. Children would be the only ones I would buy a small for. I have purchased a small on these. It for me was a waste of money, unfortunately. These have the rabbit fur lining, which is always nice. Yeah, real warm. If you haven't tried a full brim hat, did I bring it with me? Yeah. Not only do they look great on your dog. Okay, I don't know if y'all could see that. See, Grizzly looks funny. Bloop, bloop. Yeah, the full brim hat is really nice. Not necessarily in the winter, but in the rain. If you're ever in the rain, you have this nice experience with a full brim hat where while you're wearing this thing, the rain coming down, whether it's at an angle or not, isn't touching any of your sensory stuff. And it keeps, you're like in the rain, but the rain is not on you on a sensory level. And that's really nice. And then it really does keep your head and your neck a lot drier. I used to think that they kind of looked silly, but now I have a bunch of them because they work really well. And it also makes sense why, for centuries, people have had a big old full brim hat when they work outside a lot. And these, the only problem I found is that they do catch the wind pretty good, which is where this chin strap comes from, which took me a while to get over that because, I don't know, I always thought it looked dumb, but it's grown on me a whole bunch. I like them now. Kind of got to be careful on how you wash them though, because they can shrink. Certain ones, maybe not all of them, but this one specifically. These were pretty reasonable. I think like $20. You can get one of these. And then, you know, a lot of this is just fall stuff, fall and spring. You know, clothes that you're gonna have anyway. And then Chippewas you can use as your mud boots or whatever. If you just get the mink oil or whatever and treat the leather, it should keep it pretty watertight. Just got to clean them. And my grandfather taught me to use a old toothbrush you're going to throw away anyway to clean it, and then let them fully dry. Then you hit them with the mink oil, and you can use paper towels to wipe off excess oil, but just let them sit there for like 3 days, soak up the oil, and then wipe off your excess, and then you can wear them. And generally, they stay pretty dry at that point. I like the ankle support on them, whether it be the Chippewas or the Carolinas, any of the logging boots. That's really nice. But the heel, sometimes I like, sometimes I don't like. It definitely wears the back of your knees more when you have the big heel on your boots. And I notice a lot of people don't, when they put on any type of heel, a lot of people don't remember to keep their posture correct because they naturally your eyes want to go back to where they were before. So that's one thing I notice with people is they'll be like, I have back pain, but you notice they slouch with them. So, you know, little things to keep in mind. Scarves are nice, but they're a challenge to use in the beginning when you first start using them. I'm probably not the best at using them. My wife has made a few. She does some crocheting and some knitting. Which one is this? Is this copper? This is one of our fiber rabbits. My wife spins the fiber on a spinning wheel right here. And then she'll use the yarn and make stuff. Yeah, so this one is from the fiber rabbit we have by the name of Copper, because he's got some coppery colors in there. It's really nice. Bloop. But I don't know if this is messing up my microphone or not. But you do this, tuck it into your shirt or whatever. And you can, you know, keep your neck nice and warm inside the big hood. Preferably, you know, like larger coats. So you got extra room for stuff in the hood and all that. I know my dog is needy. He needs all of the attention.
All right. So that is it for this video, guys. I super appreciate you hopping on to hang out with us today. Hopefully, as the new year progresses and the holidays wind down, we can get back on a normal schedule. This video has been pretty late, but thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.